Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangout. You got myself, Noe Pedro Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit. And joining me every week is my brother, Mr. Pedro Ruiz.
What's up, everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics. We smash them together to make inspirational projects.
Every week we have a lovely assortment of segments and shows, and of course, a coupon code this week. 10% off. Use
Energy.
Energy?
Why is it energy?
Because of the Energy Sword.
Wow. Oh, Energy Sword. This is from Halo 5, or Halo 4, 3, 4. All the video game series. What are the Halos?
So this massive sword is 860 millimeters, weighs about a pound.
Tall.
It's a 20-piece design. Oh my god,
this is a big one.
This took quite a while to print.
It didn't print all in one piece.
No, this is in several different pieces. We got the BLE featherboard inside here, 32U4.
Yeah.
We got the port saw here on the back for recharging, reprogramming, and of course the slide switch for on and off. And the NeoPixel strip inside here is the 60 count. A couple other things about this is we're using the Ultimaker 2 Plus Extended to print all these crazy parts out. And the blades themselves are like 16 pieces, so you can cut this up even smaller if you have a small
build volume.
Build volume, yeah.
Okay.
Some quick tips on printing these blades out. We're using the 0.8 millimeter nozzle on the Olsen block nozzle on the Ultimaker 2 Pluses, and that speeds up print time considerably.
Ooh,
I think we started printing this off on the Type A machines, and it took like 3 hours per section of the blade.
Glowy.
That dropped it down dramatically to 40 minutes.
Wow.
And one of the way that we're getting the diffusion to come out so good is that we're using, with a thicker nozzle, you're able to get the translucency on this a little bit more better. So that's why it looks
Yeah, it's really nicely
glowy.
diffused, especially on camera. It looks really nice. But this is, what kind of NeoPixel strips are these? What's the density count?
The 60. So we have two of these split off on both sides of the blades,
Yeah.
and they're connected down here in the bottom. Using the BLE.
Yeah, the BLE featherboard. We talked about it. So you can basically control the colors and the animations using the iOS app or Android. It's called Adafruit Bluefruit LE Connect, which is a free app that comes accompanied with, works with a lot of different Bluetooth modules for Adafruit.
Yeah, and you can check out the whole step-by-step guide on learn.adafruit.com if you want to build this ginormous, massive prop.
Whee! So that's the video this week, folks. That's why the coupon code is Halo Energy. And it's pretty big.
Been working on for a while. It takes, like I said, about 3 days to print everything.
Jeez,
mostly because of the even with 3 printers printing each section at the same time. Mostly because of I think we're printing this at 150 microns for the the handles.
Really high res. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's taking a while. We're using custom supports using Simplify 3D to get all of because of the standoffs in there. We have to print it up vertically because of the X and Y resolution isn't as high as doing it on the Z.
Great this way. This is the way to print it.
Yeah.
It's connected together with glue and, of course, these wooden sticks, skinny craft sticks.
Yeah, that's what's keeping everything aligned for the top ends here. And
it weighs about, how many, 1 pound? Or?
It's about a pound, yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty lightweight, folks. If you're taking this outside, for conventions and things, it's really important to have a lightweight cosplay prop.
Things we would have done differently is, I don't know, maybe make the handle a little bit bigger so we could fit something like the sound effects board in a speaker inside there.
There's still a little bit of room in there. You could cramp things in there, but it's really easy.
It's because we can't split off one battery to power both boards, really. Is one of the main things. But yeah, you can definitely modify all of the Fusion 360 files and have access to that.
You used reference images to put this together?
Yeah, so I just went on Google, searched for Halo Sword.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of different different plops of it, but
different variations of it, like people using acrylic to get all of the glowy out.
CNC machining it out and things.
Yeah, one of the things I couldn't get to was doing detail work on the handle, which is up to you guys to do.
I think it's pretty detailed as it is. It doesn't need to be extremely detailed, but you could go further as much as you want with it.
Exactly.
Some other things out is that it's actually really thin in terms of optimization for material. It's pretty thin. It's about, what, 1.5 millimeters?
It's
thick?
1.4 millimeters for the
1.4
shelves.
millimeters.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I like it. I like how big it is.
Yeah, it's pretty massive.
So if you guys want to pick up some parts to build your very own, again,
Coupon code, yeah. It's up to you guys how many LEDs you want to use. Like, you could use down to a 30.
Although,
30
yeah,
pixel or 60.
It'll look more like Christmas lights so if you go any lower than the
Yeah,
60.
I think so.
What I wanted to use was the 144 actually, but the types of strips that we're using here aren't quite available in the shop yet. But
Yeah.
you can use the ones that are already there.
NeoPixels, or even Dot Star if you want.
Yeah.
If you're using the normal NeoPixels, you're gonna have to probably take out the sheathing. Is that right?
Most definitely, yeah.
How did you mount the strips to the edges there?
Yeah, so we're using the E6000 to
Perfect. Okay.
attach these at certain places, so just a little dab.
The blades are 2 pieces, or one blade is 2 pieces, and they snap together.
Yeah. So we have the like a lip that's
Yeah.
on the inside of one side of the blades. We'll take a look here at one of the other blades here.
Here's what.
You're not going to be able to see it because it's
okay.
like transparent, but yeah, they snap fit together. You can kind of see it here.
You could do over the overhead, sure.
You can see the lip that's inside.
Yeah, you can bring it closer.
Sorta.
It's got the autofocus on there.
Yeah, you can sort of see what.
Yeah,
it is
so
right
it's a
there.
lip, so it
They
closes
just
up.
snap in like that.
Yeah, so it's awesome. And then you can glue them down if you want it permanently
Yeah, so
shot.
here you can see a better shot of how they're the sections of each one are just glued together.
Right.
So we're using super glue first to attach it quickly, and once that dries, on the inside we're using the E6000 to line that up right there.
Incredibly thin though. It's 1.4 mil, like you said.
Yeah, you can take a look at the thickness of that.
So this is
And
just normal
lip all
transparent
around, yeah.
PLA, right? Nothing too fancy about this.
No fancy. The only thing that's making the diffusion a little bit more better is that we're using such a thick nozzle on there. The optics, if you look around online, that's what makes it a little bit more better, is using that thicker nozzle.
Okay. So people probably think you used a heated bed, but even though you have a heated bed on the Ultimaker, this was not once did we use a heated bed. A lot of people think that, oh, the printer's no good because it doesn't have a heated bed. Well, a lot of the times, almost 99% of the time, we don't use a heated bed.
Yeah.
If you have a very leveled bed and you use something like blue tape or tack, you're not going to get much warping.
Yeah.
So that's one thing to note. Yeah, if you folks have any questions about it, I'd love to hear them. Obviously, you can leave it in this video or in the project video, and we'll answer them for next week. So yeah, where else can I put it? Probably just down here.
Super cool. All right, finally done with this one.
Yeah, it
So
took a lot.
everybody go check it out. Go to
it was a race.
learnadafruit.com.
It was a race to finish this project, folks.
Yeah.
But
That's
hope you
because
guys
of
enjoy
how
it.
long it takes to print.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Again, if you want to pick up materials, the featherboard,
PLA, a
PLA,
machine,
printers,
battery.
use coupon
Yeah.
code ENERGY, get you 10% off your order. Expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight.
Okay.
And speaking of orders, big milestone.
Oh, here we go.
Up to
1 million. Look at this. 1 million orders. This is awesome,
Yeah.
folks. This is a big accomplishment for everybody.
This
at
is a
Adafruit. We
million
really,
thanks to all of you customers out there for
Yes.
singing by with us so long. And
yeah, it took
you know,
10
order in
years to
every
get this, folks.
Thursday. And big
Um,
ol' shout out for all the customers that keep coming back.
Yes, yes, and yes. Check this out. So PT and Lamar put a nice little blog post together, basically saying, thank you everyone in the community for all the support. Everyone here at Adafruit is here because of your community, our community. We do not have ads, we do not have sponsorship, loans, or venture capital. Adafruit exists because all of you folks. So thank you, Lamar, and the entire team at Adafruit. I'd like to thank you guys so much. So that's a big accomplishment.
Many thanks.
Yeah. Back to the graphic. Thank you, Bruce, for putting together this lovely graphic. We got the whole Circuit Playground team here. Shout out to Cappy. Shout out to Gus, Billy, Ruby. Hans is nowhere to be found. Sorry, Hans.
No, but seriously, everybody.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
It is awesome. So let's go ahead and get started with the segments. What are you prototyping? I wanted to share with you guys something that I've been prototyping. So last week was the Pi Girl project, and this week what I wanted to do was print out the case in halves. So I actually made a half version of the case so that I can sort of test gluing and finishing techniques this isn't finished or this isn't finished yet, but them working on it, and I just want to show you guys an update on it. So this was printed on the M3D, this one here, and this one was printed on the PrinterBot Play. So we got the PrinterBot Play, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more on the Shop Talk segment, but I just wanted to show you guys how you can glue pieces together, cut them up. So I actually have this up on Thingiverse as different pieces, and they're just glued with E6000, the silicone adhesive, and then I sanded it down. This is only 15, if that, minutes of sanding, and I already have this really nice flat finishing on it. It looks great, obviously, because things turn, they get discolored when you sand it. This is what the original colors. It's just black PLA, normal black PLA. Didn't have any warping problems. Used blue tape on both of the machines, and the silicone, even though it has excess, you can sand that away. And what I'm going to plan to do is use XTC Smooth On coating. That's it's epoxy resin from the folks at the Smooth On, and I just really want to see how well we can get this. I think that I can get this really smooth and shiny to the point where it looks injection molded. So that's the whole goal here, and they snap fit together. All the tolerances work out. So it's just to show you guys that you don't need a big bed sometimes to print a case, especially like this one. It is kind of big. A bed that's 100 by 100 will fit just fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's the smallest bed that most printers offer.
Yeah, it's a question we get time and time again.
My
Will
bed's
this fit on my bed? And yes, you can definitely cut up the pieces, get familiar with a mesh mixer, and chop up your pieces.
Or I cut it up in Fusion, but yeah, if you don't want to take the overhead of learning Fusion, I guess you could cut it in something simpler, easier to manage.
Absolutely.
Like mesh mixers.
I think even inside of Simplify 3D, you can tell it to print up to a certain point.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
That's great.
So there's another.
So even in your
avenue.
slicer, you can cut it. So yeah, there's still obviously some excess here, but it's all glued and cured. It cured in like an hour. Usually things take like a whole day to cure, but when you have
Smaller
something this,
pieces.
yeah. I didn't do anything special. I didn't use any clamps or anything. I just glued it together and rested it like that on a piece of paper
Cardboard.
towel. Not even paper towel, or not even cardboard, just paper towel. And then it was easy to just rip that off because it sticks a little bit, but it was fine, man. I really like sanding it by hand. Obviously, you guys want to check out the mouse. What is it called? The mouse power sander. It's like a little detailed sander from Black & Decker to do like some really fine detail. They still got a little bit to go, but I think that's it, folks. If you have any questions, I'll come back next week with hopefully this whole thing finished and looking better than this one. So let's go ahead and segue into the layer by layer. This week I have how I put together some buttons. Yeah, the D-pad buttons. So if you look at this one, this is the original D-pad that I made. It's just flat. And after hours of playing with it, the ergonomics didn't work out so well. They started hurting. So I figured, you know what? I did this sort of detail on the Pocket Pi Girl buttons. So I figured I'd do it for this project, the Pi Girl 2. But instead of using 123D, I have Fusion now, so I had to figure out how to do it in Fusion using the draft tools, some mirroring, and of course sketches. So I made this button. So if you folks downloaded the parts already, go ahead and check out the new parts that are up on Thingiverse, and it's a lot more nicer to play with. So that's a little update, and that's the layer by layer this week. Be sure to check it out, of course, on the playlist, and use it to learn how to use the drafts in Fusion 360. So I think that's about it there. We're still waiting on the parts, obviously the kit. A lot of folks are waiting for it. Thank you guys for commenting on getting the PCB standalone. We're working on that as well, hopefully. And I think that's it for prototyping and layer by layer. All good stuff there. So if you guys want to pick up anything in the shop, Energy is the coupon code.
That's right. If you want to prepare for building this very awesome Pocket
Pi
Girl 2.
Yeah. Pocket. We love the word pocket. Some other things, we still have some freebies going on. If you guys spend $100 or more, is it $100 or $200?
$200 more, you get free shipping.
So that means if you buy a printer, you get free shipping, and you get a Perma Proto.
Very awesome.
Not Proto. Proto.
Still got a same-day delivery service happening in Manhattan, here in the NYC area.
Yeah, it's been snowing, so there's probably a couple delays and things, but hopefully
get
some
clears up
soon.
Before we run out.
Another programming note. Thank you guys for checking out the newsletter. You subscribe on Adafruit Daily. That's where you get it. You go to the website, You add your email address, and awesome things happen.
You get a daily
website.
tip every morning.
Every morning.
Quick little tip on 3D printing, wearables, maker business, electronics,
Yeah.
biohacking.
Select what you want, and we'll send you a daily newsletter on tips.
Yeah,
Good
remember
stuff.
this is not connected to your Adafruit store account, so you have to sign up for that. And remember, this is no spam. Not
Nope,
going to do
just
anything.
useful, valuable stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not trying to sell you too much. All right, so that was those things. Let's go ahead and move it right along into shop talk.
This week's Shop Talk features some new printers that came in.
Yeah, so
We're evaluating new little Play.
this is the Play from PrinterBot. This is an awesome little machine. We got it on Friday of last week. I took the lead here on testing it out, so I really am liking this machine. It's got a build volume of 100 by 130, so it's right around that range of an M3D, but a little bit smaller.
Yep.
But it comes with everything you need. Obviously, the power supply, micro SD cable. The bottom is opening there, but it's really, really sturdy. I think it's a lot more sturdier than our PrinterBot Simple Metal, and I guess it comes in white. The bed is really, really flat, and you can use blue tape or build tack. I'm using blue tape. I like how our jumbo blue tape just fits across the whole thing. So the very first thing I wanted to do is, obviously, I set it up, and the first thing, I got to tell you guys, the first problem I had, why is it the Z probe? It was my fault. 99% of the time when you're setting up the Z probe, it is user error. I cleared out the X. The X has to have the X axis, right? It has to have an offset of 25 millimeters. Otherwise, if you have it set to 0, that thing's going to go all the way down, and the probe's like, there's no bed here. It's just going to keep going down. So I grinded it into the bed, but not too bad. Not as bad as like the Plus or the other printers that we've tested. So it really is. Follow learn.printerbot.com. I followed the guide, and I saw, oh crap, I should have X set to 25, not 0, because I accidentally mixed up the X and the Z. But anyway, it comes, mine in this unit came a little bit raised, which is smart because you don't want it too low, because then you could grind something in case you have blue tape or in case you have something else on the bed. You want to have that a little bit higher. So I think they did that on purpose, which is great.
Yeah, definitely what they do coming out of the factory.
Yeah, so
they don't have time to calibrate each and every machine.
Sure. The M212 command is what sets the X or the Y or the Z offset, and then just M500 to echo, and then M501 to save it and store it. But awesome stuff is that it is available to, where is it? It works on Octoprint. I have Octoprint rig right now. I have the Raspberry Pi B Plus set up on it with the Raspberry Pi camera. This is a sort of a default installation of Octoprint, but I obviously set it up with a profile for the Play. You just set it up easily. I have the camera set up. It's looking really awesome. I have a printer history, so I have all the. This is a plugin, by the way. This is a plugin. You can access plugins through the plugin manager here, which is super easy. I just have 2 plugins. Do I have 2 plugins? No, I think I just have 1 plugin, the history. So this one gives you a chart of like how many failures. These aren't really failures. They're just like, oh, I forgot to clear the bed or whatever. You know, like to get rid of that gunk, the purging stuff. So that's why I have failure. They're not real failures, but this is a pretty cool thing. It gives you a log of everything that you've printed. So I've been printing a lot on it, 23 hours, probably more than that. What is that, 28 meters of filament, which is pretty cool. And I'm just printing, I'm testing out some new PLA, the transparent PLA from Print and Z, so that's what I'm printing there. But let's go ahead and take a look at the first project, I guess, I made for it. So I put together a little rig, a little mounting bracket for a GoPro session or the Raspberry Pi camera. So I did try out the Raspberry Pi camera first, but guess what, folks? The focal length is like, it doesn't work so well on close thing. That's the bracket there, by the way. It's pretty simple, designed it in Fusion. It'll print on the PrinterBot. But it's cool the way it's set up because the PrinterBot has these 4 screws on the metal bed. And I just got bigger screws. They're 440 screws, 440 3/8. Sorry about Imperial, but you know, M4 if you're in Europe. And I printed out a bunch of different things, mainly planters and things to test out the Z quality. This is Protopasta's Pine limited edition, and I have 2 here now. So I got on the top over there, you can see that's the Raspberry Pi camera, and then I'm using the GoPro Session, which is small, but it's really, really sturdy. I got the rib going on in there, and actually in this shot, you can see that I'm using the Pi camera. but it's really nice. The quality is really phenomenal because it's such a heavy and sturdy machine. The quality comes out really good. There's no resonance issues, so it's pretty sturdy. I think there's a video floating around of Brooke standing on the machine, so it pours a lot of weight. So that's pretty cool. One note, you see that lens there? This is super fisheye lens. It's a 235 angle lens that I used on the Raspberry Pi. There's the Pi thing, just with the regular little thing. The bed's really flat. I'm just using painter's tape, like I said. And then there's the Raspberry Pi just chilling on the side there. Obviously, we can make a custom thing to like screw it in there, but I just tacked it on there on the side. And it fits nicely on the desk. Everything fits on my desk. It works really well. I'm really liking this printer. We're working on evaluating shipping margins. It is 17 pounds, so it is pretty heavy. It's good that it's heavy, but bad for you guys because you got to pay the shipping and we got to pay the shipping. So margins might not be there. If you're looking at something like the M3D, it's a little bit better because it's 2 pounds. This is just weight.
It's 2 pounds and half the weight. Yeah.
It's way half the weight.
Or half of the size of the entire thing with a bigger.
Just a little bit bigger, but yeah. So it really depends on what you want, what you're using it for. Do you want something portable or do you want something that's going to be stayed down? They both have, I think, about the same quality. One prints faster. This printer bot smokes it in terms of speed. So yeah, Octoprint works really well out of the box. Obviously, we love Octoprint. Definitely, if you have a printer and you haven't used Octoprint, go ahead and get yourself a Raspberry Pi and set it up. And get yourself a Raspberry Pi cam or a webcam if you already have it. It works really well.
Yeah, of course, we have the Octopi kit in the store if you want to pick one up if you don't have any of the, like the Raspberry Pi or pre-imaged card already.
Right, and cables, I think. The power
so the
supply.
print quality's from it's pretty damn good. The overhangs on it is.
I didn't clean any of these up. You can
really
still see
good,
these little dribbles. You can't even see it. This is
tiny bit.
This is awesome. If you guys are wondering what the filament is, again, this is Protopasta's Pine PLA. They only made this for the holidays. So actually, unfortunately, they're out of it because it's very labor intensive. I talked to, I think it's either Andrew or Alex.
Probably Alex.
Sorry for butchering your name, but yeah, Alex. Yeah, these guys are working really hard to make awesome quality filament, trying to set themselves apart. Really like their stuff. I wish I could carry this in the shop, but they're not making it. But I did hear that they're trying to work on a different blend. But I love this stuff, man. I've printed so many things with it. I got to upload this to Thingiverse. It's one of my first Tinkercad designs. This one too. But what I did was I brought them into Mesh Mixer and I did the shell hollow command thing. This thing's like 2 parameters. It's like super thin, but still super strong, and they look amazing, man. They're wood, so I'm gonna put some nice little succulents in there. Have my plants going on. I got the little the hole there. I should put a little hole there. There's a little butt.
One of the versions that actually did.
I know. I forgot to add the hole here. Is all. That's all. New version of Mesh Mixer 3.0. Check that out too. Just thought I'd throw that in there, but.
Awesome.
That's it for the printer bot play, guys. If you have any questions about it, you want to see me print some other stuff with it, I'm going to hang on to that machine. Hopefully I can hang on to it. Yeah. Even if we don't carry it to the shop, I think it's still cool.
And then staying with the tune of very small printers.
Should I run the video?
Yeah, so we got the nozzle change happening over here with the M3D. Had a little clog over here. This could happen with any of the printers if you leave PLA or any exotic materials, like, well, it's still heated inside of the nozzle for too long. It can, sort of evaporate and leave behind like gunky resin behind.
Qatar-ish type stuff,
yeah.
So you've been printing hundreds of hours with this thing. I just want to note that that's probably why you've had it heated.
When you have you have a ton of printers and projects going on, you tend to forget before starting a print.
You left preheated for
probably
half hour or something, so things can happen. But this machine is incredibly serviceable. It is a lot easier to take apart than some of the other ones that we've had to deal with.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're working on like an interchangeable nozzle because it's so easy to take off. Simply unscrews the nozzle to switch it out. Should probably took a used clip out, but here's what it looks like when you get a brand new nozzle. It's about $9.
Oh, cool! You bought it right from M3D.
Yeah, so it comes with a little tube inside there, and you can simply just unscrew it and swap it out. So here you see me taking that guy out. and this was totally my fault. When I was removing it, the little tube inside there came out of the nozzle. I didn't realize that, and I chopped it off thinking, it was a little bit too big. So when I went to go put it back in, I grabbed it with a pair of
needle nose pliers.
Needle nose pliers, and I
squished
it. Yeah, so I wasn't able to put it back in. The old one anyway.
Right.
So when I put the new one back in, I already knew exactly what to do, and it's so simple. It's just screws in, screws out, and was back up and running in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and just figuring out how everything worked inside there. But it's a super simple machine to take apart.
Yeah, that's great. The parts are really small. That's really what you're paying for. The smaller parts, more money.
Yeah.
But was there a learning guide on their site, like a tutorial?
Actually, yeah, they did. They have a nice
awesome.
detailed form on exactly how to swap out your nozzle. So
that's great.
If you
Experiencing some nozzle issues?
Yeah, if you leave your any filament in there, and
it might happen. If it happens to us, it might happen to you. So, thank you for sharing that, Pedro. Any other cool things about the nozzle or anything it's insightful?
No, just doing more tests with their tough stuff, and
Okay,
I'm gonna have to say that's pretty similar to the NinjaFlex Cheetah.
That's right, and Cheetah works on there as well.
Yeah.
So M3D, there you go. We still got the M3D in stock, I think. Right?
No, I think we're out of stock
Sorry,
as a recording of this video.
We're just trying
but
to
if
get
you want to
more.
pick one up next time it comes in, definitely hit that notify me button.
You'll get notified.
And wait till Thursday if you want to get 10% off discount code.
2 pounds, baby, 2 pounds. Like, I don't know. That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad the printer's back up. Things are looking good here at the Shop Talk. So there you have it. That's the Shop Talk this week. Want to do the Q&A?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and take a look at the community makes for this week.
All right, let's do community makes.
Very awesome projects.
Community makes, everybody. I love community makes. It's my favorite thing. So let's go back to the browser. Oh, just making sure my cube is printing fine. All right, it's printing fine. All right, big shout out to Scotty D. What's up, man? This is a project from Scotty D. He made a 4-channel relay mount. This is one of his first projects designed in Fusion 360, so he's been using our tutorials.
All right.
So that's awesome to see, man. He's printing it on his Persia i3 RepRap style printer. He's using, I think, Slicer. Yeah, Slicer with a 3 to cut it up for him. He tried Simplify 3D, but he's having a little bit of issues with it. So hopefully you can get that sorted out because we still love that Slicer. We think it's a really powerful stiff.
Yeah, if anybody has an i3 with Simplify 3D set up, definitely share your profiles. You can point them over to him.
Yeah, I think it's a removable bed there. And your leveling looks pretty good, man. I think you're doing good.
Solid.
He says it's really solid and strong, so I'm glad it's working out for you. This is definitely the main thing we encourage people to do is to design your own stuff, make your own solutions with the 3D printer. It's fun making like little planners and fun stuff, but it's really powerful when you can like print something that you designed.
I like.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff. Shout out to you, Scotty. Very, very cool stuff. Guys, it's on Thingiverse, so you can download for free if you got this board. You got a little relay for you. You want to mount it somewhere? Check it out.
Got you covered.
Next up, this is from Ecogiko. So he says, my son's favorite color is pink. He made a paper one of these unicorns a while back, so I saw your awesome design, and I knew I needed to make one. So thank you for the cool design, he says, and this is really cool. This looks great. I think it's NinjaFlex. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this thing looks awesome. It's the full length of it, and is this right? Yeah, it's right. And look at the tip. That thing looks solid. So usually when you print it out too fast or whatever, you get like this oozy tip.
Usually
this came out really well.
At the same time. Yeah.
It looks so cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you did
like
the sewing on there, looks really good. Can you even see where the threads are?
Yeah, that's really good sewing. Job on that. Excellent job. I like the hat. That's my style of hat, man. It's the I don't even know what kind of hat is this? Whatever. It's a cool hat. Thank you. Awesome. Next one. This one's from Todd. He printed out the Pi Girl 2 case already. The first person to print, or the second person to print out. The first one was Andrew Stout. And now he's waiting on the kit. He printed this on his Delta machine, his Delta bot. It's the Rostock Max from CMC. And he printed it at 0.25 resolution, 0 infill. That's interesting.
Oh, wow.
He did transparent blue and some white NinjaFlex Semiflex on a Bowden?
Oh, wow.
You betcha.
So he made a very cool time-lapse video of him printing this out. Very nicely detailed settings on there on how he used the Semiflex. He was using at 3 millimeters a second for the extrusion speed.
And a big tip here is that he put the shoulder button mount inside the display. That's really smart. I didn't even think about that. So that is really cool. But printing in SemiFlex is no easy feat, especially for a Delta with Bowden.
Yeah.
So over here, there it is. This came out in really good quality. So printing at 3 millimeters a second, I can't believe it. That's crazy.
Way to go, yeah.
Yeah, it works. So good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to you, Todd.
That Cheetah stuff when it comes out.
Yeah, Cheetah, so you can print faster is the whole thing. Faster, better quality, good stuff.
And with the same properties of SemiFlex.
That's right. All right. Well, shout out to you fine folks. Thank you guys for sharing your projects. If you have a project that you'd like us to share on the show,
shout us out. We'll post it up.
You know where to find us. So that's this week's Community Makes. Good
Very
stuff.
awesome. Good job, guys.
Yay. Now it's time for some Q&A, comments, and questions. So this week,
First question coming up from Mark Reyes.
Mark the Jeweler. Hi guys, I have a request. I've been printing now for 9 months. I use Simplify 3D as my slicer and I'm happy with it. However, there isn't a lot I don't know, there's a lot that I don't know about it, and I was wondering if you could do a walkthrough and explain some things such as layer height, speeds, and other few basic commands. I'm sure I'm not the only one that would really get a lot of it, and of course appreciate the help. It would surely be a good jump start to start using Simplify 3D as its max potential. Yeah, I want to do some more layer by layers specifically on that, but if you want to get started now.
A lot of great videos on their YouTube channel if you want to check out. A lot of basics and a lot of advanced tips that cover a lot of the things that we do use here in the shop every day.
Yeah, I'll get the link for you because it's kind of a jumbled, it's not a vanity URL yet. They're hoping on it. They got 2,000 subscribers, so definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Like their videos if you like them. Here's one: managing your profiles, using the interface, the settings panel. What is this one? Place the surface on the bed. Just a bunch of different tips. Definitely check these out. Binge watch on them. It's good stuff. I really appreciate the folks at Simplify 3D for doing this. And different
infills.
infills.
If you haven't checked out their troubleshooting guide, it's another lifesaver that you gotta use there.
I should do that, and I should link it below too. So check that out too.
Yep, we'll take a look at making a tutorial of one of the most used settings that we use for all of our projects. So
yeah, totally.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Thank you for stopping by. Next one, this is from Joseph. I love how Adafruit is making great things, sharing it to the world. However, I found recently in the videos that there isn't a step-by-step of any more of building things, like in the old videos. They used to show us how to build everything correctly. Yes, the tutorials are great and all. There's nothing better than seeing firsthand how it is built. Those are just my thoughts as all, but overall Adafruit is doing an awesome job on the videos. Yeah, I'm glad you noticed, Joseph. Yeah, so the past couple of videos, they've been mostly like tutorials, a little bit less on the building side, mainly because really it makes 3 times long to make a build video plus the tutorial. There's a lot of different things going on. Offloading, editing, just setting up your camera and stuff takes forever, and we're just trying to put more efforts into the tutorials because we think that's really where the value is in the actual tutorial.
Yeah, when you're actually building a project, the last thing you want to do is sit there and rewind a video and press pause and everything. It's a lot more easier if you're just scrolling through the learning guide and you have like your phone or your iPad sitting there next to you. You can just read every line.
We're getting
all the photos.
We're getting stretched thin.
Yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see, like all the daily news stuff, all the blog posts.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of material testing. There's a lot of printer testing. There's a lot of stuff that we're not even allowed to talk about. That we have to get ready for, for things off the show, before the show.
Answering emails, just managing your house around.
A lot of, there's a lot of hot.
There's a lot of stuff. we hate to complain about it. We would love to do more build videos, but we're just stretched thin. We're going to try to get back into it.
When we look at numbers, sometimes the trailer videos get a lot more views than the actual build videos because
it's crazy.
Yeah, so we look at data and we figure out all the effort has to be put into the actual learning guide, where all the money's being made. So
that's where the value is. Yeah. We hate to complain again, but I think I'm going to try to do them for the Pygro when I get the PCB, and I actually want to do like a live stream or something where I'm showing you how to build it. The last one was the Bluetooth
headphones.
slider. Oh,
the headphones had a sort of a step.
The Bluetooth slider is just straight up we did 2 videos. We did one part. Here's how to use it.
Specific how to build it, and that got less views than the actual.
1,000 views less. Yeah. Just you want to see how to use it, or do you want to see how to build it? I'm stretched in here, man. So we just have to kind of pick and choose our battles, but. Yeah. That's it. Sorry about the long rant, but that's just a quick insight of the challenges of projects.
There's a lot of stuff we gotta do.
All right, thank you,
Definitely
Joseph.
continue
I
sharing
appreciate
videos.
it. Though. Yeah,
Get
I'm sure other people noticed too. WWA Wrestling is asking, hey, I was wondering. I plan on getting an XYZ printing DaVinci 1.0 3D printer, and I was wondering if you guys can make the mask with this, or do you have one in mind with a cheap price, like a printer with a cheap price? If you could message back, that'd be wonderful. This is on the NeoPixel LED gas mask. Yes, sir. So I actually have here on the browser, I looked up the DaVinci. We don't know too much about the DaVinci, but this thing is $499 for a pretty big build volume. So this is 20 by 20 by 20 centimeters. It's 200 millimeters. Yes, that'll totally fit on there. I designed that mask to fit on the Rep 2 build, which is a little bit smaller, but this is awesome. The DaVinci printer, this is probably a pretty good printer. So I say yes. I don't think you can get a cheaper printer. DaVinci XYZ, they have I guess they're based out of China, so they have like manufacturing locked down. These guys know how to get their stuff incredibly cheap. I think it's a pretty good build. Again, I don't have any personal use with it, but definitely check out Mr. Chuck. I don't want to butcher your last name, so Chuck on YouTube. I'll put his link below. He's got like 3 of these machines, really good quality prints that he's
Figured
making.
out how to hack and get around the chip filament.
Yes, sir. Using Simplify 3D for slicing. So you can see here in this really quick clip is that he's using wood filament, I think from ColorFab or somebody else, that you can just use like an empty chipped spool and then just sort of route it through there. Yeah. So that's an awesome, clever hack. I don't know if XYZ will plan on doing an open system, but they do have that chipped cartridge, which is kind of good and bad for using other things. So check out Chuck. Yeah. I think it's a good option, man. Let us know how it is. It's a really interesting price point for an enclosed heated bed and all that good stuff.
Because this question comes up a lot, definitely get familiar with something like mesh mixer on chopping up parts. There you go.
But it'll fit on the bed. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the Q&A. That was insightful. Thank you, WWA Wrestling. WWA. Next one is from I Am a Genius Rinty. I bought the display from Adafruit and I got the case coming from someone who has a 3D printer. But my question is, I don't have the battery or the charging circuit. Will I have access to the mini USB port to plug it in?
Yeah, so you'll have access to the Raspberry Pi power port, and that's how the display is being powered. So, yep, you'll have access to that. You just have to plug it into the wall or a battery pack, external battery pack.
This is on the 7-inch portable Pi tablet, by the way. We always have the name of the video right here, so hope you guys know that. Next question is from Rich. Would polishing with standard brass polishing media work? Hand loaders use vibratory tumblers with a walnut shell medium to brass polished cartridges to a very high sheen.
Yeah, so this is on the ColorFab and bronze filament polishing video, and we've seen other people using walnut shells, and it just made it dull. You really need that abrasive sort of
those pointy
material.
Sharp edges from screws really is where it's at. It's like impregnating it with these little bits of copper.
Yep.
So I don't think we don't think so, but personally we haven't. Did we try it?
We tried.
We've just seen other people try it.
Yeah, we've seen other people try it and it did not work. So it just made it duller.
Get some screws.
Yep. Even doing sanding it by hand,
sanding it by hand doesn't work
at all either.
You need something to pound it, man.
Yep.
And get the heat, something about it, man. It's pretty good. Okay, well, thanks, Rich, for the question. Good one. Well is asking, this is a really cool project, but it is fairly on the expensive side. Is there any plans for a less expensive version in the future, or should I just keep wasting my phone battery on emulators?
Yeah, so even with a Pi Zero, which will, it's a little bit more underpowered.
It's like $20.
It's only going to make it $20 cheaper, so I definitely look into getting a physical keyboard layout for your phone.
Yeah. Or if you have like an Android, build our DIY Bluetooth gamepad. That's a good one for you. So you can connect to it. All right. Well, thank you, Well. Next question is from Cujo. Great project, but how much time did it take to print? How much material was used? Could you just weigh the top? Thanks.
Yeah, so this is on 3D printed stool. So it took about a pound of material to print, which is like about half of the spool. And it weighs, wait, I already said that.
19. Wait.
Oh, it took about 19 hours to print. Yeah.
We already answered Cujo on YouTube, but we figured we'd share this one too, because if anyone's interested, there you go. pretty big. So we're actually using it over there. I'd show it off, but it's in use right now. Next one is from Varacorn. If I put a pre-installed Raspberry with the SD card, would it work with the Kippa without having to go through the process? Unfortunately, no. We do, though. If you check out the learning guide, the Kippa learning guide, I think there is a pre-configured, ready-to-go image. So check that out. You do have to install these tools to make it work. But we got all the steps for you in the learning guide. Everything's there for you.
Always check out.
Even some Q&A.
Always check out the guide.
Warebox 3333 is asking, I saw you released the project today. Looking forward to the kit. Also a question, will rubber tack switches work on this project? Oh man, I hope so. I really need to get these, but I don't have time to like call Digi-key and be like, hey guys, I just need like 3. I don't need 3,000. So these are the rubber tack switches. I think they're the same size. Right? What do you think, Pedro?
I think they have the dimensions on there. Just measure them out.
I think I tried downloading it, but they have, you're right, they do have a thing, but you see the sizes aren't listed here. So I'm hoping, because we're using 6mm by 6mm tack switches, which it's like a variant of this, but I would like to really try these rubber switches. The clicking gets annoying. You know, it just gets annoying after a little bit, but I hope so. If you guys want to try it out, please do so and let me know, but I will try it as well. Okay. Next question. This one's from Daniska. Dennis K, NYC. I'm planning on 3D printing a case for my NAS server. Any tips on how to print objects that are so big on small printers like the Replicator?
Yeah, I mean you can use slots for like craft sticks or make like a dovetail.
Yeah, connectors and fittings. Shout out to Aiden. He actually answered you on this one. Quite a few other folks did too. But yeah, that's basically the tip. Cutting things up and then figuring out the best optimal where to cut and how you're going to join them back together. With the Pi, like I showed you earlier, the Pi case, the Pi Girl 2 case, no dovetails, nothing like that. It's just
eyeballing it
just
to line everything up.
Yeah, it worked out for me. I think it's fine. So it's up to you. But those are just a couple tips. But yeah, good question. Next one is from Todd.
Again on the Raspberry Pi 2.
Yeah. Where do you get legit ROMs? I really want to build a Raspberry Pi gaming system.
Yeah, so a lot of the developers are sort of behind the times in releasing.
Like 1986 developers?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still around. Like working, like if they have the licensing thing figured out. But I'm not too sure. I would definitely Google it and figure it out, even if it is legit or not. But I'll tell you right now, we don't include any ROMs with the pre-install, with the ready to go. We're not allowed to.
Asking, yeah.
Oh, okay. Next one is from Gigi Jig. What size build platform was this printed on? It could be handy for some cons I go to. Right?
Yeah, so this is Type A machines, Series 1, and we're actually getting the Pros with the heated bed in stock.
Okay. How big is the bed?
Soon. So it's a 305, so that's 12 by 12 by 12.
Yeah, inches. But 305 millimeters, 30 centimeters. It's freaking massive. It's the biggest printer we got, by the way, if you didn't know. But yeah, seems pretty cool. Next question is from Zap Rod K. Pretty sad the printer messed up on some steps during the print.
Yeah, so I had to go in a little bit too fast, and as if you know, when the nozzle has a strike, is what it's called, it can get misaligned. That's what happened there.
Oh, okay. Well, it still didn't fail the print. I'm glad you let it keep going because you can totally see, but yeah, it's still a pretty nice chair. Cool. Still sturdy. Kirby stopping by. Is there going to be a layer by layer on how you made this on the stool?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know about the Veronoi plugin for Fusion 360.
Yeah, how do you use it? How do I get it?
Yeah,
and yeah, we'll check that out. Thanks, Kirby. And that is all the questions and comments this week. Thank you guys so much for your comments and your questions. We appreciate every one of them.
Yeah, remember if you guys have a question, leave below in any of the videos, and we'll gather them up for a future episode.
That's right. One last time, folks, get on that coupon code ENERGY. We'll get you 10% off. If you spend $200 more, you get free shipping plus a Perma Proto half-sized same-day shipping in New York City. Be sure to get on your hoverboard.
And don't forget to sign up for Adafruit Daily.
Adafruit Daily.
Get your daily tips on.
Get your daily tips on. I'm out of energies. I need more energies. I need some of that. All right, folks. Well, that's the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, if you want to check out the learning system for all the guides and more every week.
Look there first because we're not able to update videos, but guides we can totally
yeah.
update all of those
Yeah.
every time like a new board comes out, new code comes out, new OS that comes out. We're able to put all of the images up there first.
That's right.
Video is a little bit more harder to reproduce.
Yeah. You can follow me and Pedro and Adafruit, of course, on the Twitters, the Instagrams, and beyond.
Check back daily for behind the scenes.
That's right. The lineage of shows starts with Wearable Wednesdays. It's on a Wearable Wednesdays with Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern. Last week she had a co-host, special guest Kate Hartman, which was really, really fun. This week was Colin Cunningham, which is also really fun. Project Workshop, Wearable Stuff, Craftiness, Awesomeness. Check out Becky Stern. Always good stuff. And then later in that evening, it is Show and Tell.
Shows starting at
Ask
7:30
Yeah.
with Show and Tell.
Mhm.
We're always on there showing off future projects and more.
Yeah.
Check out hacker spaces and everything else the community is working on.
Yeah, a lot of young folks. Good. Awesome to see the young folks making, and older folks too. Ask Engineers, a full hour of Lamar and Phil, Pedro. And Arduino, Raspberry Pi, new products.
Top secret projects we're working on, so
All
definitely
more.
stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. And giveaways.
Giveaways.
That's
trivia.
really cool.
Okay. But you know what I'm really liking? You know what one of my favorite things are? From the desk of Lady Ada.
The most awesomest live electronics fixing and debugging
She did
and
pogo pins last night.
product
Amazing.
production. Very awesome.
Yeah. Product production?
Yeah.
Video production.
No. She is like testing
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, new products that are going to be released soon
That's
in the
right,
store. So
yeah.
definitely check that out. Sporadically throughout the week, but usually around 9, 10, 11 o'clock.
That's
sometimes.
awesome. They do more than one a week.
Mhm.
It's incredible stuff, folks. Late night working, burning midnight fuels and stuff.
Mhm.
Thank you guys so much for watching. That is all we got for you this week, folks. If you want to share your projects, of course, drop them down below. We will link them for the blog posts and whatnot.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz.
All right,
Remember,
folks.
keep on making.
All right, guys. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.